Very good morning to all of you, my friends. I hope you guys are doing good. So, I hope you guys have solved all the questions of process costing. Further, you have tried solving questions on joint and byproduct. So, today we'll be starting with a new chapter, that is service costing. I'll be discussing most of the practical questions in this chapter. So, let's start with service costing. Now, again, this chapter is it's a method of costing, just like the other two chapters what we discussed, that is contract costing, which was used by construction industries to record the cost of construction. Thereafter, we discussed process costing, which was used by manufacturing concern, wherein their raw material has to pass through two or more than two processes before being converted into final product. So now this service costing is a method of costing used by the companies who are into service sector. जैसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कॉस्टिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन वाले यूज करते थे, प्रोसेस कॉस्टिंग वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंसर्न यूज करते थे जिनका रॉ मटेरियल हैज टू पास थ्रू वेरियस प्रोसेसेस बिफोर बीइंग कन्वर्टेड इनटू फाइनल प्रोडक्ट. So similarly, this method of costing, service costing, is used by those companies who are into service sector. So that's why we call this as service sector costing. So this method of costing is used by those companies who are into service sector. When talking about what all companies this method of costing will be using, let's say transportation industry, hotel industry, hospital industry, insurance companies, IT companies. So they use this method of costing to calculate cost per unit. So we can say the examples are, we can say transportation industry. It can be either goods transportation or passenger transportation. Hospitals, hotels, IT companies, insurance companies. So I repeat again, we are starting with a new chapter, that is service costing. This method of costing is used by those companies who are into service costing, who are into provision of service. This service cost sheet is prepared to calculate the cost of service, and thereafter they do fix up the unit price or selling price. Now, let's take a basic example wherein, let's say I'm into transportation business and I do run a bus from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. I'm into transportation business and I do run a bus from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. When talking about the seating capacity of my bus, the seating capacity is 50 passengers. When talking about the total distance traveled from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, 500 kilometers. And further, let's say the cost of one trip from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, that is the cost of diesel, the cost of driver, other expenses, tolls, etc. Let's say the cost of travel is, let's say, per trip is, let's say, 50,000 rupees. Now, how it works, let's say the cost of trip is 50,000 and this is a direct bus service from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. This is a direct bus service from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. The origin is Mumbai, the final destination is Ahmedabad, and there is no intermediate stoppage or anything like that. So, how much fare I'll be quoting to a passenger? Very simple. How much cost I'll be recovering from a particular passenger? Very simple. That is, cost per passenger will be how much? Or we can say this 50,000 includes the profit element also. So fare per passenger will be how much? Very simple. Total cost is my 50,000. How many passengers are traveling from Mumbai to Ahmedabad? Assuming they are working at 100% capacity every time the bus is full. So how much fare I'll be recovering per passenger? Very simple. 1,000 rupees. So I repeat again, I'm running a bus from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. I'm running a bus from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, and the bus is working on 100% sitting capacity. The sitting capacity is 50 passenger, and every time, as per the past record, we do predict that the bus is full. So now, how much fare I'll be charging per passenger? Very simple, 1,000. Now let's say Bhumika approached me that I want to hire the complete bus. I want to hire the complete bus. मुझे पूरी bus hire करनी. So I will not be charging fare per passenger. How much? What I'll be charging? I'll be charging fare per kilometer. So very simple. Since Bhumika approached me that I want to take on hire this entire bus, so I'll be quoting not the cost fare per passenger. I'll be quoting her the fare per kilometer. So herein, assuming that the profit is included in this 50,000, I repeat again, assuming this 50,000 includes cost plus the profit element. So I'll be quoting Bhumika how much? What I will be quoting Bhumika? Very simple, the fare per kilometer. Yes, Rushita, Flipkart company also uses service costing only. They record all the costs that are incurred divided by the estimated number of parcels or whatever they are delivering. So I'll be quoting Bhumika fare per kilometer. That is 50,000 divided by 500 kilometers travel. So it will be 100 per kilometer. Very good, Bhumika. So if I'm quoting the fare to a passenger, I'll be charging the fare per passenger. If Bhumika has taken entire bus on hire, I'll be quoting her the fare per kilometer. Now, herein, there is only one basis we are using as we are quoting the fare or we are quoting the passenger. There is only one unit involved. So we call it a single unit of measurement. Now, let's take a different situation wherein I'm running a bus from Mumbai to Ahmedabad and the distance traveled is 500 kilometers. Now, let's say the bus takes two intermediate halts. The bus takes two halts in between, that is Surat and Vadodara. Now distance from Mumbai to Surat is, let's say 200 kilometers. Let's say Mumbai to Vadodara is 400 kilometers. And Mumbai to Ahmedabad, as I said, it is 500. Now, herein I have to quote the fare per passenger. So, herein it's practically not possible to calculate directly the fare per passenger. So, herein two factors are important. That is, the passengers are traveling, and apart from this, the distance is also involved. हम लोग सेम फेयर चार्ज नहीं कर सकते कि भाई मेरा बस मुंबई से अहमदाबाद जा रहा है, so I'll be charging 1000 whether you are going to Surat or whether you are going to Vadodara. So herein the distance travel also play an important role. So herein how to calculate the fare per passenger. So what we will do is, in this situation, two factors are important. That is the passenger traveling and the distance traveled. So herein the total estimated revenue is how much? 50,000. Divided by, since two factors are important, that is the passenger traveled and the fare. So herein the total number of passenger traveled is 50, and how much kilometers they have traveled? 500. Since a person is traveling from Mumbai to Surat also, some persons are traveling from Mumbai to Vadodara also, some are traveling from Mumbai to Ahmedabad also, the fare will be different for everyone. So the point is, herein two factors are important. That is, I have to quote the fare per passenger. But again, the distance traveled is also very important. So herein two factors are considered. That is the passengers, and second thing is the kilometers. So 50,000 divided by 25,000, we have got rupees 2. Per passenger per kilometer. So in short, I do expect a revenue of rupees 2 per passenger per kilometer. So herein, if a person is traveling from Mumbai to Surat, how much fare I'll be quoting him? The distance traveled from Mumbai to Surat is 200 kilometers. And I'm expecting a revenue of rupees 2 per passenger per kilometer. So very simple, 2 into 2, that is 400 will be the fare for Mumbai to Surat. If a person is traveling from Mumbai to Vadodara, very simple, distance traveled from Mumbai to Vadodara is how much? 400 kilometers. And I am expecting a revenue of rupees 2 per passenger per kilometer. So 400 into 2, that is 800. And if a person is traveling from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, again, I am expecting a revenue of how much? Rupees 2 per passenger per kilometer traveled. So here in the distance traveled is 500 into 2, that is 1000. So I have taken three situations wherein only one factor was wherein in the first two situations only one factor was considered, wherein if a particular bus is traveling directly from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, I can easily calculate the fare. That is the total expected revenue divided by the number of passengers traveling. If a particular person wants to take the entire bus on hire, I'll be quoting her the fare per kilometer. But what if in case bus beach mein rukte hue jata hai? So that is a big challenge, because yes, I can't quote the fare per kilometer. I have to quote the fare per passenger. So herein the distance traveled is also important. So what we will do, we will first calculate the fare per passenger per kilometer. So once this fare is calculated, I can easily calculate the fare. So herein I am expecting a revenue of rupees 2 per passenger per kilometer traveled. So if a particular passenger is traveling for 500 kilometers, my fare will be 1000. If a particular passenger is traveling for 800 kilometers, my fare, 400 kilometers, my fare will be 800. If a particular passenger is traveling only for 200 kilometers, my fare will be 400. So here in the first case, we were considering only one unit, that is passenger. Herein again, we are considering only one factor, that is kilometers. But herein, we are considering two factors, that is passengers and kilometers. So, if you want to calculate the cost per unit, there are two approaches, single unit and composite unit. So, if we are calculating per passenger, it is single unit. If we are calculating per kilometer, it is single unit. But we are calculating per passenger kilometer, it is composite unit, because two factors are involved. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query. Very good morning, everyone. So if you guys have any queries that what is single unit when there is only one factor, that is either kilometer or passenger or tons or miles. But if there are two factors, that is ton kilometer, ton miles, or we can say passenger kilometer, we call it as composite unit. Okay, Darshan, we are assuming that the bus is running at 100% capacity. That is, अगर कुछ पैसेंजर सूरत से उतरेंगे तो कुछ पैसेंजर सूरत से वापस they will board the bus. If few passengers are deboarding the bus, few passengers from Surat will board the bus. So from Surat to Ahmedabad, how much will be the fare? So from Mumbai to Surat, it is 200 kilometers. So from Surat to Ahmedabad, it is 300 kilometers. So I'll be charging the fare of how much? 600 rupees. So when talking about practically which method these transportation companies are using, they are using more or less those who are into provision of bus service and passenger transportation, they use a composite unit to calculate the expected fare from the passenger. Very good morning, Rama S. Hopefully your query is resolved, Darshan, Varsha, Manjunath, Mr. Sundar, Sankaran, Sushil Kumar, Diksha Agarwal, Ms. Singh, Rajiv Kumar. Anyone having any doubts, guys? Waiting for your queries. The weightage of this chapter is 8 to 12 marks, guys. Examiner do ask question frequently on this chapter. Okay, Komal Prajapati, this method of costing is used by those companies who are into service sector. जो सर्विस इंडस्ट्री में है वो ये मेथड ऑफ कॉस्टिंग यूज करते हैं, जैसे होटल इंडस्ट्री, हॉस्पिटल इंडस्ट्री, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इंडस्ट्री, वी कैन से सिनेमा हॉल्स, all these industries. As Rushita said, Flipkart, Amazon, all these are what? These are service sector industries. Yes, I mean, any number of situations are possible, Sudhanshu. The fare will be different. At the end of the day, every company do keep in mind their expected revenue, and accordingly they do fix up the fare. So there was a query from Sundar that there would also be the case when there is a sleeper seat or sitting seat. So herein, let's say my expected revenue is 50,000 rupees. I'm just addressing the query of Mr. Sudhanshu, wherein he's saying that, sir, what if in case if there are few sleeper seats and few are sitting seats? So now here in Sudhanshu, my expected revenue is how much? 50,000. Now let's say we do charge the double fare for the sleeper seats and single fare for the sitting seats. So let the fare of double seats be, let the fare of sleeper seats be 2x and let the fare of single seats be x. And assuming 25 seats are sleeper and 25 seats are, we can say it is 25 seats are seating and 25 seats are sleeper. So 25x plus 50x is equals to 50,000. So 50,000 divided by 75, we will get the fare of the seating that is the seats, and the double fare will be for the sleepers. I'll be discussing this part in hotel industry, so don't worry, my dear. No, Darshan, it's max to max two factors. So let's say there are sleeper seats 25 and sitting seats 25. So let the fare of sitting be X. So this will be 2X. So 25X plus 50X, it should be equal to 50,000. So 50,000 divided by 75, that is 6666. So the fare for the seating is 6666 and for the sleeper it will be 1333. So seating fare will be. So the point is the composite unit is practically applied. बाकी कुछ भी हो सकता है. जैसे hotels में क्या हो सकता है कि deluxe, super deluxe, and let's say standard, deluxe, and super deluxe. There are three categories. Let's say the room rent of standard is basic, wherein the room rent of deluxe is double of standard, and the room rent of we can say the premium room is 4 times of standard. So herein we do calculate the fare of the room, or I mean tariff of the room. So accordingly, this is simple mathematics. I'll be discussing few questions on this part. Hopefully your query is resolved, Mr. Sundar. Anyone having any doubts? So can anyone tell me, which approach is better, single or composite unit, or which approach is widely used? Waiting for your answers, guys. If you are the owner of a transport company, which approach you will be using? Single unit or composite unit? Yes, Darshan. Yes, Ishan, Bhumika, Guduri, Rushita. So this approach is practically widely used, that is composite unit. Unless and until if a particular person takes the entire vehicle on hire, then yes, they use single unit. Rest in all the cases, they use composite unit. So let's proceed further. Very good, Arunima, Komal, Sudhanshu. Sudhanshu, hopefully your query is resolved. Now, I'll be writing few suggestive points wherein industry, single unit, and so when talking about transportation industry, the single unit can be cost per passenger, cost per ton, cost per mile, cost per kilometer. When talking about composite unit, it can be cost per passenger kilometer, cost per ton kilometer. When talking about hotel industry, it can be cost per room, cost per day. And when talking about composite unit, cost per room per day. So we call it as cost per room day. When talking about hospital industry, it can be cost per patient, cost per bed, and further it can be cost per patient bed. I request you guys to please copy this part. So this is much is the basic part. Now, when talking about transportation industry, the composite unit can be calculated in two ways. When talking about transportation industry, the composite unit can be calculated in two ways, wherein absolute or commercial. When talking about absolute, it uses the weighted average method, and when talking about commercial, it uses the simple average method. Now, how to calculate composite unit using weighted average or simple average method, I'll be discussing. Sushil Kumar Barik, when a particular person approach you for the entire vehicle or entire hotel, then you will go for single unit. So when talking about how to calculate composite unit using absolute or commercial, I'll be discussing this with the help of an example. I request you guys to please download the material that is provided over the portal. So I'm discussing example number 1 from my material. The similar question is there in the study material also. So I request you guys to please download the material what I have provided. So let's start with example number 1, wherein a lorry starts with a load of 20 metric tons of goods from station A. It unload 8 metric ton at station B and balance goods at station C. On return trip, it reaches station A with a load of 16 metric tons loaded at station C. The distance between A to B, B to C, and C to A are 80, 120, and 160 kilometers respectively. Compute absolute metric kilometer and commercial metric kilometer. So, when talking about absolute approach, we'll be using weighted average method. So herein there is a bus. Now guys, before starting the solution, I request you guys to read the question carefully. Further, try to draw a chart. It will be very helpful for you while solving the question. Try to frame a chart that how the system is working. So herein, there is a lorry that is starting from A. It is going to B, from B to C, and from C to A. From A, it is loaded with 20 metric tons. So the tons that are transported from A to B is how much? 20 metric. Out of 20 metric tons, 8 were unloaded at station B. So it means 8 were unloaded at station B. So the goods that were transported from B to C is only 12 metric tons. In the return journey, they are saying that 16 metric tons were transported from C to A. So this is the data of the metric tons that are transported. When talking about the distance from A to B, it is 80 kilometers. So when talking about from A to B, the distance traveled is 80 kilometers. From B to C, the distance traveled is 120 kilometers. And from C to A, the distance traveled is 160 kilometers. So here in my master chart is ready. So we will calculate the total 10 kilometers, wherein from A to B, the 10 kilometers is 80 into 20. From B to C, it is 120 into 12. And from C to A, it is 160 into 60. So the total absolute 10 kilometers will be 80 into 20, 120 into 12, 5,600 10 kilometers. Now, when talking about the simple average, they do calculate the composite unit by a simple formula wherein total distance traveled multiplied by average quantity. So herein, when talking about the total distance traveled, it is 80 plus 120 plus 160. So it will be 360 kilometers multiplied by average quantity. So 20 plus 12 plus 16 divided by So this will be 5760. So this is how absolute ton kilometer is calculated, and this is how the commercial ton kilometer is calculated. When talking about which method to use, from practical question point of view, you have to always use this method, that is absolute method. When talking about the commercial method, this is to be used only when asked. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query. When talking about the simple average approach, it is to be used only when it is clearly mentioned in the question. Rest all the question will be solved using weighted average method. I request you guys to please copy this part. Anyone having any doubts? Arunima, Komal, no Darshan. This is the formula wherein a total distance traveled into average quantity. Yes, Arya, Komal, Sushil Kumar. Anyone having any doubts? Rushita, Kiran Shukla. I think few students are absent today. Syed Yasir Ahmed. Kiran Shukla is, I think, absent today. Anyone having any doubts, guys? So if the question is silent, always use this method. This method is to be used only when asked, guys. Traveled into average quantity. This is the formula that I've applied in simple average method. When talking about absolute method, again, you have to present it in, you have to prepare a diagram and accordingly calculate the weighted average. I request you guys to please copy this explanation. Practically, absolute method is only used by the companies. So now let's start with the next question. Again, second question. So from now and onwards, you'll be using only the weighted average approach. So example second, calculate the total passenger kilometers from the following information. So you have to calculate passenger kilometer, wherein there are total number of buses are 6, number of days operating in a month is 25, trips made by each bus per day is 8. Further distance covered 20 kilometers is one side. Capacity of the bus is 40 passenger. The normal 80% of the capacity utilization. So the seating capacity is 40. However, on an average, 32 passengers are traveling. So let's start with calculation of passenger kilometer. I'm discussing example number 2. Miss Krishna, I have divided this by 3. So now let's start wherein the onwards journey. Let's first calculate the kilometer and then we'll calculate the passenger kilometer. So we'll first calculate the distance traveled. So when talking about the onward journey, it is for 20 kilometers. So the return journey is also for 20 kilometers. So in a particular trip, round trip, the bus is traveling 40 kilometers. Now, how many times the bus is traveling in a day? So trips made by each bus per day is 8. So multiplied by 8 trips in a day. Into how many times in a month? 25 days in a month. And how many buses are there? Total 6 buses. So on an average, a bus is traveling 40 kilometers 8 times in a day, 25 times in a month, and there are total 6 buses. And let's say if it is 12 months in a year, so the total distance traveled in a year is 5,76,000 kilometers. Or if we calculate it using month, if we calculate it using month, then we'll not multiply by 12. So this will be 40 kilometers into 8 times in a day into 25 days in a month into, so this will be 48,000 kilometers in a month. Further, when talking about the passenger kilometer again, the approach is very simple, wherein for 20 kilometers, 32 passengers are traveling. Since the seating capacity of the bus is 40 passengers and on an average the occupancy is 80%, so 40 into 80%, that is 32 passengers are traveling for 20 kilometers in the onward journey. And in the return journey also for 20 kilometers, total 32 passengers are traveling. Multiplied by 8 times in a day into 25 times in a month into 6 days. Sorry, 6 buses. So the passenger kilometer will be how much? So the passenger kilometer on onwards journey is 640. So in return journey it is 640. So passenger kilometer per trip is 1280 into 8 trips in a day into 25 days in a month into 6 buses. So this will be 15 lakh 36,000. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your answers. I repeat again, when talking about the onwards journey, they are traveling for 20 kilometers with 32 passengers. So total passenger kilometers in the onward journey is 640 passenger kilometer. Return journey is also 640 passenger kilometer. into 8 trips in a day into 25 days in a month into total number of buses are 6. So this is how I calculated passenger kilometer. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your query. Arunima, I repeat again, in the onwards journey, 20 kilometers, 32 passengers are traveling. So in the onwards journey, total 640 is the passenger kilometer. So in return journey also, it will be 640 passenger kilometer. So total 640 plus 640, that is 1280 is the passenger kilometer for every trip into 8 trips in a day into 25 trips in a month. 25 days in a month into total number of buses is 6. So this is how the passenger kilometer is calculated. Very good, Miss Singh, Rajiv Kumar. Anyone having any doubts, guys? Krishna, any doubts? Komal, Rushita, Rama S, Mr. Manjunath, Diksha Agrawal, Rushita, Ishan, any doubts? I request you guys to please follow this approach while solving the question. Further, I request you to please copy this part. So now a question for you guys. Let's see who calculates first. So trip one way is of 25 kilometers, number of round trips in a day 5, seating capacity of the bus is 50, average occupancy is 80%, number of days running in a month is 24, the number of buses are 10, calculate the kilometer and the passenger kilometer. So waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, so I've got answer from Darshan, Arunima, rest, waiting for your answers, guys. Very good, your answers are correct. Arunima and Darshan. Sudhanshu Shekhar, your answer is correct. I think your answer is incorrect, Sudhanshu. I request you to please recheck your answer. Miss Guduri, again, one answer is correct and one answer is incorrect. Bhumika, waiting for your answer. Yes, Bhumika. Sushil Kumar Barik, your answer is correct. Mr. Lok Sundar, your answer is incorrect. Bhumika, incorrect answer. Miss Arya, I'm not sure your answer is correct. Okay, so let me check once. Still, many of you are not thorough with the concept. Okay, so Darshan, your answer was correct. Arunima, correct answer. Jitna bhi aapne post kiya, it is correct. Yes, both the answers are correct now. Arunima, Sudhanshu, incorrect answer. Miss Singh Rajiv Kumar, correct answer. Miss Guduri, incorrect answer. Sushil Kumar Barik, yes, it is correct. Dhruti Kumari Patel, incorrect answer. Mr. Lok Sundar, incorrect answer. Ishan, correct answer. Bhumika, incorrect answer. Arya Sehbag, Miss Arya, incorrect answer. Your kilometers is incorrect. Miss Singh Rajiv Kumar, correct answer. Vaishali, correct answer. Sudhanshu, correct answer. Yes, Varsha, waiting for your answer. Rushita, Sushil Kumar, Komal, Varsha, Miss Farah Syed, Mr. Rama S, waiting for your answers. Kavita, Mr. Manjunath, Miss Diksha Agrawal, waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, Mr. Raj Patel, your answer is correct. Miss Bhumika, incorrect answer. Okay, so your answer is incorrect, Miss Farah Syed. Miss Sangeeta, incorrect answer. Sorry, it's Miss Santika. Miss Santika, your answer is incorrect. Mrs. Farah Syed, your answer is incorrect. Kushi Jain, very good, your answer is correct. Bhumika, please recheck your answer. So Himanshu Pathak, very good, your answer is correct. Rushita Sharma, incorrect answer. Miss Arya, now your answer is correct. Very good. Still few of you are not thorough with the concept. So when talking about the kilometers, the approach is very simple, wherein the one-way trip, it is 25 kilometers. So the return trip will also be of 25 kilometers. into how many trips in a day? 5 trips in a day. Into how many times in a month? Total 24 days in a month. And total number of buses are 10. So in aggregate, Komal, very good. Your answer is correct. Herein, the round trip is what it means, onwards and return. And for the trip, I have mentioned it clearly one way. That is only onward trips is of 25 kilometers. Sushil, I think you have not posted the answer only. Okay, I've got answer. Yes, your answer was correct. Very good, Komal. Your answer was correct, but Bhumika, your answer was incorrect. Both the answers were incorrect. Okay, Mrs. Anisha Koila, your answer is correct. Rushita, you're late, but yes, your answer is correct. Be quick. Examiner is not going to give you that much of time, my dear. So herein, 25 plus 25, it is 50 kilometers in a round trip into 5 times in a month into 24 days. Sorry, 5 times in a day into 24 days in a month into total number of buses is 10. So it is 60,000 kilometers. When talking about passenger kilometer, again the same approach, wherein the onwards journey is for 25 kilometers and the passenger traveling are seating capacity is 50, but the occupancy is only 80%. So this will be 40. So 25 into 40. Into 5 into 24 into 10. So this will be 24 lakh. This is how the question is to be solved. Very good, Dhruti. Your answer is correct. I request you guys to please copy this question and the solution. Now, Bhumika, it is correct. No worries, Rushita. So again, a question for you, wherein when talking about the trip one way, it is 30 kilometers. Number of round trips in a day, total 4. Seating capacity of the bus is 50. Average occupancy in the onwards journey is 80% and in the return journey it is 70%. Total number of buses is 8. Number of days operating in a month is 24 days. So you are requested to calculate the kilometers and passenger kilometer. Waiting for your answers. Very good, Komal. So herein the number of trips, the trip one way, distance traveled is 30 kilometers. In fact, not trip, distance. One way is 30 kilometers. Number of round trips in a day, 4. Seating capacity is 50. The average occupancy in the onwards journey is 80%. And in the return journey, it is 70%. The number of buses are 8 and the number of days operating in a month is 24 days. So waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, so I've got answer from Himanshu. I think your answer is correct. Sudhanshu, Ishan Bist, Arunima, Miss Singh, Rajiv Kumar, Miss Guduri, Arunima, then okay, Rushita Sharma. Let me recheck your answer. Anisha, let me check your answer. Don't write it as units per month. It is distance traveled, kilometers and passenger kilometer. That's it. Okay, Miss Arya. I think now you are thorough with the concepts. Everybody is thorough with the concepts. Let me check. Okay, so I've got answer from 1 second. Let me first check the answer. Okay, so Himanshu was the first one to answer. Very good, Himanshu. Your answer is correct. Sudhanshu Shekhar, again, your answer is correct. Ishan, correct answer. Arunima Sinha, your answer is correct. Miss Singh Rajiv Kumar, your answer is correct. Harshita, very good, correct answer. Miss Guduri, yes, your answer is correct. Arunima, correct answer. Rushita, your answer is incorrect, my dear. Rushita, please recheck your answer. Mrs. Anisha, your answer is correct. Very good. Darshan, correct answer. Miss Arya, Mrs. Farah Sayyed, your answer is correct. Very good, Komal, correct answer. Vishali, correct answer. Mr. Raj Patel, your answer is correct. Kushi Jain, very good. Dhruti, very good. Your answer is correct. Mrs. Varsha Shetty, your answer is incorrect, my dear. Mr. Sushil Kumar Barik, your answer is incorrect. Rushita, please check your answer, my dear. Let me check. Bhumika has posted the answer or not. I think Bhumika, you have not posted the answer. Waiting for your answer, Bhumika. Again, Komal. Yes, Komal, I've got your answer. Mr. Sushil Kumar Barik, please recheck your answer. Bhumika, still waiting for your answer, my dear. Miss Santika, again, waiting for your answer, dear. Okay, now Bhumika, your answer is incorrect. Still, you are not thorough with the concept. So read the question carefully. When talking about the kilometers, the approach is very simple, wherein the one-way distance is 30 kilometers. So in return journey also it is 30 kilometers. Into how many times in a day? 4 times in a day. 24 days in a month. And the total number of buses are 8. So the total kilometer is 46080. When talking about passenger kilometer, again, in the onward journey is of 30 kilometers, and the number of passenger traveling are 50 into 80%, that is 40. In the return journey, again 30 kilometers, but the passenger traveling are only 35 into 4 into 24 into 8. So this will be 17,28,000. Bhumika, Rushita, please check your answer. Mr. Sushil Kumar, please do check your answer. Varsha, again, Krishna, you are not posting the answer, so please do post your answer. At least try solving the question, Krishna. Now your answer is correct, Bhumika. I hope you guys are thorough with the concept. Rushita, I think you posted 30,000 and 17,28,000. You posted 30,000 and 17,28,000, Rushita. Please recheck. Anyways, so now let's discuss one more question. A 10-ton lorry transport coal. A 10-ton lorry transport coal from warehouse to rail yard. In onward journey, the lorry carries full load. However, it returns empty in return journey. A 10-ton lorry transport coal from warehouse to rail yard. In onward journey, the lorry carries full load. However, it returns empty in the return journey. The number of trips further distance traveled in round trip is 30 kilometers. Days of operation in a month, 26. You guys have to calculate kilometers and ton kilometers for a lorry. So waiting for your answers, guys. No worries, Bhumika. That's completely okay. Okay, I think it was my mistake, Rushita. That's okay. Perfect, Varsha. That's okay. At least you should learn from your mistakes. So now waiting for your answers, guys. A 10-ton lorry transport coal from warehouse to rail yard. In the onward journey, that lorry carries full load. However, it returns empty in the return journey. The number of round trips in a day is 8. Further, the distance traveled in round trip is 30 kilometers. Days of operation in a month is 26. So waiting for your answers, guys. So I have got answer from Darshan. He's the first one to answer. So let me check. Further, Sudhanshu again. I've got answer from Sudhanshu. Let me check the answer, my dear. So I read out the question again, Sushil Kumar. Wherein a 10-ton lorry transport coal from warehouse to rail yard. In onward journey, the lorry carries full load. However, it returns empty in the return journey. The number of round trips in a day is 8. Further, the distance traveled in round trip is 30 kilometers, equal both ways. The days of operation in a month is 26. That is what the main point, Himanshu. That is what the main point is, Himanshu. So I've got different answers from all of you as expected. So have some patience, read the question carefully and try to solve the question. I've got answer from Arunima also. Let me check everyone. Let everyone post the answers. Let me check. I've got answer from Miss Singh, Rajiv Kumar, Arunima, Miss Guduri. Waiting for your answers, guys. I think I've got answer from everyone. So let me check. Let me calculate the distance. So when talking about the onward journey, the distance is 15 kilometers. And in the return journey also it is 15 kilometers. Total number of round trips in a day is 8 and 26 days in a month. So 30 into 8 into 26. So 6240 is the correct answer in respect of kilometers. But when talking about passenger kilometer, 15 kilometers, the onward journey, they are carrying with full load of 10 tons. But when talking about return journey, they are again traveling for 15 kilometers with 0 tons. Into 8 into 26. So here in 15 into 10, 150 plus 15 into 0, 0. So 150 into 8 into 26. So 31,200 ton kilometer is the correct answer. Now let's see whose answer is correct. So I have got correct answer from Darshan was the first one to answer. Your answer is correct. Sudhanshu Shekhar, your answer was incorrect. Arunima, correct answer. Himanshu, correct answer. Miss Singh Rajiv Kumar, incorrect answer. Arunima, correct answer. Guduri, correct answer. Vishali, correct answer. Bhumika, incorrect answer. Varsha, incorrect answer. Miss Arya, incorrect answer. Mrs. Anisha, incorrect answer. Khushi Jain, very good, correct answer. Rajesh K, incorrect. Okay, Rajesh K, incorrect answer. Komal, incorrect answer. Rushita, incorrect answer. Rushita, it is 6240 and 62,400. You have posted and many students posted the same answer. So guys, as I told you, whatever the question says, write in a diagrammatic form. It will help you while writing the exams also. And this approach is the easiest approach to solve the question. So Rushita, incorrect answer. Harshita, incorrect answer. Miss Krishna, your answer is incorrect. I'm sorry, my dear. Mr. Lok Sundar, your answer is correct. Very good. Sushil Kumar Barik, please recheck your answer, my dear. Mrs. Anisha, incorrect answer. Dhruti, very good, Dhruti, your answer is correct. Miss Arya, incorrect answer. Your ton kilometer calculation is incorrect. Bhumika, your kilometers are correct. Sushil Kumar Barik, still you are not thorough with the concept. Yes, Bhumika, your answer is correct. Now, Miss Arya, your answer is correct. Mrs. Varsha, your answer is correct. Yes, I know, Mr. Rajesh. Now, Komal, Bhumika, yes, I have received your answer. Now your answer is correct. Very good, Bhumika. You are improving now. So, Miss Komal Prajapati, very good. Your answer is correct. So, I have not received answer from Farah Sayyed, I think. And Diksha Agrawal, Miss Santiga Y. Mr. Raj Patel also has not posted the answer. So I got answer from, okay, I have not received answer from Raj Patel also this time. Anyways, guys, so this is all what about calculation of kilometer and ton kilometer. Whatever the question says, present it in diagrammatic form, you will be able to solve any question. So let's take a break of 15 minutes. We'll be back after 15 minutes with a full-fledged question. I'll be discussing 2-3 questions in this session. And thereafter, in the next session, I'll be discussing the next remaining questions. So let's take a break of 15 minutes. We'll be back after 15 minutes. Welcome back, guys. So now let's start with a full-fledged question. Now, when talking about the format of operating cost sheet, first and the foremost thing I want to say that we'll be preparing operating cost sheet. Now, when talking about the format of operating cost sheet again, this is very simple, wherein we'll write all the fixed oblique standing cost, variable oblique running cost, and maintenance cost. This will be the total cost A plus B plus C divided by the units, whatever it is, either it is kilometers or passenger kilometer, whatever it is, we'll get the final answer. Cost per unit. So this is how the service cost sheet is prepared. I request you guys to please download the material what I have provided. I'll be discussing the question from my material. A few questions are there in study material, but still I request you to please download the material what I have provided. Further, those who want to copy this format can please copy. We can change it as per our requirement, but more or less the question will be solved in this format only, Himanshu. So let's start with example number 3 of my material. Again, the similar question is there in the study material also, wherein ABC Transport Company has given a route of 40 kilometers long to run a bus. The bus cost the company a sum of rupees 10 lakh. It has been insured at the rate of 3% per annum. The annual tax will amount to rupees 20,000. Garage rent is 20,000 per month. Annual repairs, that is 2,04,000. The bus is likely to last for 2.5 years. The driver's salary will be 30,000 and conductor's salary is 25,000. Further, they are entitled for some commission that is that is 10% of the takings. Cost is to be shared equally by driver and conductor. Cost of the stationery is 1,000 per month. Manager cum accountant salary is 17,000 per month. Petrol and oil will cost rupees 500 per 100 kilometer. The bus will make 3 up and down trips carrying on an average 40 passengers on each trip. The bus will run on an average 25 days in a month, assuming 15% profit on taking. So takings here means revenue. Calculate the bus fare to be charged from each passenger. So let's start, guys. So the first will be starting with fixed oblique standing cost. So here in the cost of the bus is 10 lakh. It has been insured at the rate of 3%. So insurance cost will be 10 lakh into 3%. So this will be 30,000. Further, the annual tax amount to rupees 20,000. Garage rent is 20,000 per month. This is 2,40,000. Thereafter, annual repairs are 2,04,000. So this will form part of maintenance cost. I'll be writing this part separately. The bus is likely to last for 2.5 years. So they're talking about depreciation. The depreciation will be 4 lakh. Further, the driver are paid fixed salary and commission also. So the salary that is paid to driver and conductor will form part of fixed cost, and the commission will form part of running cost. So further, cost of stationery is 1,000 per month. Manager cum accountant salary is 17,000 per month. Further, petrol and oil will form part of variable cost, and for this we have to calculate the kilometers. So this is all what about the fixed cost. We'll start with variable cost also. So petrol and oil is the variable cost. For this, we have to calculate kilometers. So herein, the ABC Transport Company has given a route of 40 kilometers long to run a bus. So 40 kilometers in the onward journey, 40 kilometers in the return journey. The bus will make 3 up and down trips carrying on an average 40 passengers. So number of round trips in a day is 3, and it operates for 25 days in a month into 12 months in a year. Since we have taken the yearly data for the purpose of calculating the total cost, so the kilometers will also be calculated yearly. So this will be 72,000 kilometers. So when talking about petrol and oil, 72,000. Now it is given in the question that for every 100 kilometer, the cost will be 500. So into 500 divided by that is 3,60,000. Further, we have to add driver commission and conductor commission. This we will calculate separately. This will be total B. Now next is maintenance cost. In this, annual repairs are given, that is 2,04,000. This will be total C, and this is how we'll calculate the total cost. In this, we'll add the profit, and we'll be getting the revenue. I hope this part of board is visible to all. Yes, it is visible. So now we have to calculate driver commission, conductor commission, profit, total cost, and revenue. So these all points need to be calculated. No, it will not form part of maintenance cost. Wait for some time, Varsha. So now, these points we need to calculate. So now, let's start with working note. That is calculation of revenue. Now, the cost given. The given cost is how much? Let's calculate the total cost that is given. That is 30,000 plus 20,000 plus 2,40,000 plus 4 lakh plus 3,60,000 plus 3 lakh plus 12,000 plus 2 lakh 4,000. So 15,66,000 is my fixed cost plus 3,60,000 plus 2 lakh 4,000. So 21,30,000 is my cost that is given. In this, we have to add commission and profit. This is how we'll get the total revenue. Now, let's assume that revenue is 100. Let's assume that my revenue is 100. Therefore, my profit will be how much? 15. My commission is how much? 10% of the revenue. So this cost will be equal to 75. I repeat again, herein it is given that you have to calculate profit as 15% of revenue. Commission is to be 10% of revenue. So the balance cost will be what? 75% of the total revenue. So herein the total revenue will be how much? That is 21,30,000 divided by 75 into 100. So this will be my total revenue. That is 21,30,000 divided by 75 into 100. That is 28,40,000. This is how the revenue is to be calculated. When talking about the profit is how much? 10% of the 15% of the revenue. So 28,40,000 into 15%. That is 4,26,000. Again 28,40,000 into 10% is my commission. So 2,84,000 is my commission. Now this is to be shared equally by driver and conductor. So this will be 1,42,000. This will also be 1,42,000. So my variable cost will be 360 plus 644. This will be 2,04,000. And the total cost will be how much? 24,14,000. My profit will be 4,26,000. And this will be 28,40,000. If you guys have any doubts in this calculation, you guys can please post your query. When talking about the calculation of commission, so herein the cost as given is 21,30,000, excluding commission. Cost excluding commission is 21,30,000. Now further it is given that they are paying 10% commission on the revenue, 15% profit on the revenue. So let's assume that revenue is 100. So profit will be 15, commission will be 10, and the cost will be 75. So 21,30,000 is equals to 75 that we have already calculated. So how much will be 100? 28,40,000. Now, since we have to calculate the fare per passenger kilometer, so calculation of passenger kilometer, wherein in onwards journey 40 passengers, So onwards journey is for 40 kilometers and they are carrying 40 passengers. Plus in return journey also there are 40 kilometers and 40 passengers are traveling into 3 into 25 into 12. So this will be 28,80,000. So per fare per passenger kilometer will be how much? My total revenue, that is 28,40,000 divided by 28,80,000. So this will be 0.986. So 0.986 is the fare per passenger per kilometer. So if you want to calculate the fare one way, if you want to calculate the fare one way, so it's very simple, wherein a passenger is traveling for 40 kilometers and fare per passenger per kilometer is 0.986. So we can easily calculate the fare. It is 40 into 0.986. So that is 39 rupees 44 paise. So herein, when talking about the fare per passenger kilometer, total revenue is 28,40,000 divided by passenger kilometer. So 0.986 is my expected revenue for every kilometer a passenger has traveled. So if a particular passenger has traveled for 40 kilometers, so how much will be my expected fare? 39.44. So if you guys have any doubts, then you guys can please post your query, giving you 3 minutes time. I request you to please copy the solution. Yes, Himanshu, it's up to you. Fare one way for every passenger will be how much? एक पैसेंजर से 39 रुपीज 44 पैसा चार्ज करेंगे वन वे के लिए. Anyone having any doubts, guys? Sudhanshu, Himanshu, Rushita, Varsha, Sushil Kumar, Rajesh, Komal, Bhumika, Arya, Dhruti, Anisha, Mr. Sundar, Krishna, Harshita. So let's start with the next question. We are done with this question now. So let's start with next question. Example number 4. I think the same question is not there in the study material. So let's start with example number 4. The global transport company Limited charges rupees 90 per ton for its 6-ton truck lorry load from city A to city B. Okay, so they are charging 90 rupees per ton, and they are having a lorry with a capacity of 6 tons, and they are traveling from A to B. The charges for the return journey are 84 per ton. No concession or reduction in these rates is made for any delivery of goods at intermediate station C. So there is one intermediate station C also. So in January 2020, the truck made 12 outwards journey for city B with full load, out of which 2 were unloaded twice in the way at city C. So in January, the truck made 12 outward journey with full load. So it means what? 12 into 6, that is 72 tons with full load for city C. However, for city B, they unloaded 2 tons twice. It means 4 tons were unloaded at the intermediate city C, and the balance 68 tons were transported from city C to city B. The truck carried a load of 8 tons in its return journey. Now they are talking about the return journey, wherein the truck carried a load of 8 tons in its return journey for 5 times. So out of 12 journeys, onwards journey, out of 12 return journeys, for the 5 times they were carrying 8 tons, and for the balance 7 times, as the question is okay. For the balance 7 times, let's see what this is. So the truck carried a load of 8 tons in its return journey for 5 times, but once caught by police, and 1200 was paid as fine for the remaining trips. That is, for the remaining 7 trips, the truck carried full load. That is, the capacity of the truck is 6 tons, so they carried full load, out of which all goods on load were unloaded once at city C. So in the remaining 7 journeys, they carried a full load. Out of this, in one journey, they unloaded the entire 6 tons at city C. Further, the distance traveled from city A to city C, B, whatever it is given, that from A to city C, it is 140 kilometers, and city B, it is 300 kilometers. Annual fixed cost and maintenance charges are 60,000 and 12,000. Running charges spent in January is 2944. You are required to find out the cost per absolute ton kilometer and the profit for January 2020. So herein the important part of this this question is, yes, Vaishali, I have already added, my dear. So let's start with calculation of ton kilometer. The question is not that tricky, but you have to read each and every word of question carefully, and then you should approach the solution. So herein we have to start with calculation of ton kilometer. So A and B and city C is there. So A to C, C to B. Again, it is coming back to C, and it is going back to A. Now, so in the month of January, the truck made 12 outward journey with full load. So the load is how much? 6 tons. So 12 6 are 72 tons. Of these, 2 tons were unloaded twice at city C. So it means 4 tons were unloaded at city C. So it means the 68 tons were transported from C to B. So in the return journey, so they will make there will be total 12 return journey. Out of this, in 5 return journey, they carried a load of how much? Of 8 tons. So from B to C, again 40 tons are transported, and from C to A also.
Recording in progress.
The truck is doing 12 outwards journey from A to B, and they are carrying full load. So 72 tons were loaded at A. However, 2 tons were unloaded twice at C. So 4 tons were unloaded at C. So only 68 tons were transported from city C to B. When talking about the return journey, again, since the onward journey, the number of onward journey is 12, so the number of return journey will also be 12. So in 5 return journey, they carried a load of 8 tons, that is above their capacity, that was transported from B to A. That is B to C and C to A, 40 tons, 40 tons. But in the remaining 7 journey, they carried a full load of 6 tons. However, once 6 tons were unloaded at city C, so 7 6 are 42, B to C 42 tons were transported. But once 6 tons were unloaded at city C, so it means only 36 tons were transported from C to A. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query, giving you 2 minutes time, guys. So again, I repeat, A to C and C to B, B to C again and C to A. The truck made 12 outward journey with 6 tons. So total 72 tons were transported from A to C. However, 2 tons were unloaded at city C. It means only 68 tons were transferred from C to B. In the return journey, the total number of return journey will be 12. So in the return journey for 5 trips, 8 tons were transported. So B to C and C to A, total 40 tons were transported from B to A. But in the remaining 7 trips, they carried a full load. So from B to C, they carried a full load of 42 tons. However, 6 tons were unloaded once at city C. So it means what? Out of 42 tons, only 36 tons were transported from C to A. So the total tons transported in the return journey is 82 and 76. So herein the distance is given in the question. That is the distance from city A to C. So this is 140 kilometers. And A to B, the distance is 300. So 300 minus 140, this will be 160 kilometers. Again, here also it will be 160 kilometers and 140 kilometers. So now we can easily calculate the weighted average, wherein from A to C, 72 tons were transported and the distance traveled is 140. From C to B, again, 68 tons were only transported and the distance traveled is 160. From B to C, in the return journey, again, 82 tons were transported for 160 kilometers, and from C to A, 76 tons were transported for 140 kilometers. So the total ton kilometers will be how much? $44,720. Now let's start with the statement of cost. Herein the fixed cost is 60,000. It is annual fixed cost, so monthly fixed cost will be how much? 5,000. Next is running cost. The running cost is given in the question, that is 2,944. Then last is maintenance cost. $12,000. So this will be 1,000. Make a note of it that the penalty paid will never form part of total cost. So this will be total cost divided by ton kilometer. That is 44,720. So cost per ton kilometer will be $0.2. When talking about the statement of profit, the revenue part, onwards and return journey. When talking about the onwards journey, 72 tons were transported, and they are saying that no concession is allowed if they are unloading certain goods at city C. No concession is allowed. So total 72 tons were loaded from city A, and in the onwards journey, they are charging ₹90 per ton. When talking about return journey, again, no concession is allowed. So total tons transported were 82. And they are, the fare for the return journey is ₹84 per ton. So 13,368 is the total revenue minus the cost, that is 8,944, minus the penalty. Since it's a profit and loss statement, so we will consider whether it the normal cost also and the normal cost. So here in the penalty paid is 1,200. So my profit will be 13,368 minus 8,944 minus 1,200. That is 3,224. So this is how this question will be solved. ये question जो है exam में more than 5 times आ चुका in previous attempts. So I request you guys to please copy this part. And further, if you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can please post your queries. I hope, Arunima, your query is resolved. Komal, I've already repeated. I hope now it is clear to you. Yes, Darshan, Bhumika, Arunima, Komal, Sudhanshu, Himanshu. Miss Farah Sayyed, Harshita, Rajesh, Varsha, anyone having any doubts? Arya, Rushita. Again, when talking about the unloading, 4 tons were unloaded at City C in the onwards journey, and 6 tons were unloaded at City C in the return journey. And further, it is given in the question that no concession is allowed, even if अगर आप पूरा goods unload कर देते हैं City C पे, they have fixed rate. That is, they will be charging 90 rupees in the onward journey and 84 in the return journey. When talking about the statement of cost, the fixed cost is 60,000 for a year. So for a month, it will be 5,000. Running cost, it is given in the question. Maintenance cost, again, it is given annually. So I have converted it into monthly. So this is how the total cost statement is prepared, and the total cost will be 8,944. When talking about the ton kilometer, it is 44,720, and the cost per ton kilometer is 0.2. So whenever you see such type of question, try to solve it in a diagrammatic way. It will be very easy while solving the questions in exams also. So this is the best way to solve this question. If you guys have any doubts, Darshan, Bhumika, any doubts, my dear? Rushita, Komal, Arunima, anyone having any doubts? So guys, that's it for the day. It's already 9:30. I'll be discussing many more questions in the coming session. So thank you so much, guys, for your time and patience, and for your active participation in the session. See you day after tomorrow with the remaining part of the chapter. So till then, revise what I have discussed till now, and try to solve few questions from the study material. So take care, guys. God bless you. Wish you good luck. Thank you so much. Manish sir.